Dr. Dottie, my guy. What's going on, man? Where's my controller? Put these batteries in. This is still your girl. How you doing, buddy? You all right, man? We live for office hours. This is office hour session right here. We're gonna be answering, like I said, same as last week. We're gonna be pulling from the office hours Discord, and then from there we're going to pull from. Oh man. From there we'll pull from the YouTube chat, and then we'll pull from my chat, my Twitch chat. For those of you that are in the Twitch chat, hey, that's what's up, man. Powerful the illest. How you doing, man? You all right? How we living? All right. Wrong controller. Battery died immediately on my controller. But anyway, first question was, have I found a way to break cover 3 yet? We're gonna go ahead and break cover 3 right now. To my knowledge, cover 3 is outbreaking routes. So we're about to do it right now, though. All right, Tampa Bay. Let me get the Buccaneers. Yeah, to my knowledge, it's breaking on outbreaking routes. So corner routes, different things like that are all going to work with getting your deep thirds and stuff like that to kind of bite down on cover 3. But we're about to do a little bit of it right now, a little testing. George Bailey, I don't think so. I don't think that the zones are better. I think they're actually kind of worse, in my opinion. But, you know, is what it is. 8,000. It should work. Current gen and next gen should, it should be just the same as far as the responsibilities, but I can't tell you for sure because I haven't played current gen. All right, let's just pick cover 3. We're gonna pick cover 3 sky. Let's move ourselves back. So cover 3 should bite on corner routes. It should bite on probably comebacks. I would assume it will bite on comebacks. So I'm just gonna put a corner out here, and I'm gonna assume that Antonio Brown is gonna be open on this little fade route here because the corner route is just gonna get the third to bite. Let's just see. No, he didn't. He did not bite on that play. All right, let's try a streak. That's what's wrong, Madden. People play like that. Honestly, super good. When you think about it, NFL coaches are right now in the lab, in the office, figuring out how to break coverages. They're doing the same exact thing. They're literally in the lab right now thinking of the same thing, having that same discussion. It's the same discussion. Now, obviously, we're limited on the video game as far as like options and like the realism of it, but they're doing the same exact thing. They're literally doing the same thing. All right, let's see if a streak. All right, that did not work. Let's get into actually, all right, we're gonna do this. Put a skinny post here. Let's find. We're gonna find a cover 3 beater. All right, I'm gonna put a skinny post there. All right, we're gonna do this. Let me block the. Oh, but the programming, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but at the same time, it's the same thing when you really think about it. Because that programming is cover 3 responsibilities. Okay, it looked like that third did not bite. Looked like he did not bite. Let's put a corner out this play. And this is just through bunch as well, so it's just I forgot to put a post. Forgot to put a post. Oops. I'm gonna put a streak this play. We're gonna put a streak this play. We're gonna put a streak to take away the deep third in the middle. He's gonna take his responsibility. The corner route should get the responsibility of the outside third on the left. Then the post should get dropped right over the top. We'll see what happens. All right, there you go. There's one right there. Could not get the ball off, but you can kind of see how the corner out made that third sit and, you know, hold on his responsibility. And then the post is just kind of wide open. Let's try to actually get some time so that we can actually do this. I definitely understand what you mean, though. Super good. I understand the thought process of it. You're talking about the breaking of the programming, but you know, the programming is, you know, here's the difference between real life and the video game. The video game is programmed to do the actual real life responsibility of a third. And so, but the video game doesn't have a brain to go off script and say, all right, I'm going to go off script this play and jump this route, even though my responsibility is to bite or break on this route. So that's just the difference with the video game versus real life. All right, let's see if I can actually get some time. I'm gonna roll out and I'm gonna block the tight end. An accurate pass because I was drifting too far back. It's just so much pressure. So much pressure, chat. All right. My man's in the chat is saying put a smart route. He's saying do this. We'll see. Because the safety is, here's the problem though. Most decent players are just going to shift over that safety. So then what's going to happen is the safety is going to play the streak. But because the safety is sitting on the weak side, yeah, even that didn't really work, buddy. Dr. Dottie. I do like this little combo I'm doing right now. I just need time in the pocket. Right now, I don't have any time. I'm getting screamed at. I'm getting screamed at. All right, double team, and we're gonna roll out. There we go. Honestly, we could have got a little bit more air on that ball there, but definitely wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I would have liked it to be a little bit better. The third, it did hold and bite for long enough, and I probably didn't have to pass it down. I probably could just bullet past that and got him wide open, but it still worked nonetheless. Or another thing we can do, you know, and that's the thing, like when you play Madden, all right, so this is what we're going to do in this play. I'm going to motion over a corner route. We're going to see what happens. We're going to motion over this corner route here. He bites for a little bit, but not long enough. I like the first setup better. The first setup is much better as far as being able to hold the third and get him to bite long enough for you to be able to fit it in the window. Said, right, you touch on that subject, right? Just giving us the best experience we can have for football. It's never going to be perfect like real football, but you have to make. And the thing is, with Madden, you are the coach. You are the offensive coordinator. You're the receiver coach. You're offensive line coach. You're all of that. You're the offensive line. You're the quarterback. You're everything on Madden. And so it's our responsibility as the user to make the necessary adjustments to take away whatever programming or whatever our opponent is doing to break our coverages or stuff like that. We can't, really rely on the computer to simulate it for us. I think, in my opinion, we should definitely be relying on ourselves to then take the tools that we're given to make the necessary adjustments. Do the zones play better? Yeah. I don't think the zones play better. When you use man, what is the best setup? All right. Dottie, I think I like that cover 3 bomb there. I think there's other ones. Give me a second to kind of think about some things. Think about something I might like, and then we'll come back to that cover 3 bomb. I'm going to answer this question about man coverage really quickly. So Hanzo, when it comes to man coverage, it depends. It depends on what formation you're going against. So let's say you're going against the meta. You're going to go against bunch probably more than you're going to go against any other formation, right? So we're going to use bunch as the example. So I'm just going to pick basic 2-man under. So when you're playing man, right, if you're pressing, then you might want to have some help over the top unless you're getting a lot of pressure. Sorry. So if you're pressing, if you're going to play press defense, press man, you probably want to make sure you're getting good pressure as well if you're going to press. But if you're not pressing and let's say you're shading over top, so you press Y or triangle if you're on the PlayStation, pull up the coverage adjustments, and then up on the right stick, that makes it to where your guys are not going to press. Another thing you can do is, you can back them up if you want. You can press Y and then press up on the D-pad to back them up to also give you guys a little bit more space. Or you can leave them press. Even leaving them press, you're gonna still, once you hit shade over the top, all these guys are supposed to not press and really just play over the top and not give up anything deep. You want to make sure you have fast cornerbacks if you're going to be doing that. You want to have a lot of speed to match these super fast receivers. Then the next thing you want to think about is, okay, you're going against bunch. You're going to have a lot of flood concepts, corner routes and stuff like that. The corner routes are going to be coming from the bunch side generally. You're going to have corner routes coming from bunch side. So you might want to consider putting this safety here in a curl flat. You can put them in a curl flat, or you can put them in a curl flat and then shade underneath and then shade back over the top to get him in a cloud flat if you want to have a blue flat there, if that's your preference. And then you can mess with the zone drops. If your opponent is doing more like deeper corner routes, then you might want to have your flats on 20 yards or 25 yards. If they're doing like flood, like the flood out route, you can put it on like 10 or 15 and then kind of take that away. Or a shorter corner route, 10 or 15 flats will kind of take those away. So it really kind of depends. Then another thing you can probably consider, if you don't want to send 4 people, then you can maybe consider putting maybe like the guy, your linebacker or whoever is on this bunch side, put him in a vert hook. Why is it not showing? All right, it's not showing, but he's in a vert hook. That guy right there is in a vert hook, so that vert hook will be there to kind of take away maybe a hitch or a curl or something like that on that side. So now you're kind of trying to take away that, and then you can kind of rely on your user to take away this side of the field, to the shorter side of the field where there's going to be less complex routes to have to take away. So that's one kind of adjustment you can do. Another one you can do is say, okay, well, I'll do the same adjustment. This guy's in a cloud flat. I don't know why he's going to a third, but same adjustment. And then you lurk the middle of the field. And then you can either not have this guy here in a vert hook, and you can decide to man the running back up. And then now your job is to lurk the whole middle of the field. This guy is in the zone, and this guy's manned up on the running back. So like that's something you could do. I'll hike the ball so you can kind of see. I don't know why the adjustments are not showing, but those are the adjustments. And so I just threw that pass, obviously, because I'm not lurking or moving around. But when you look at the actual, but when we go back to the replay, what you'll see, Hanzo, is, okay, there's a corner out to the left. Because we put that flat over there, that's taken away, right? There's a hat on a hat every side. Then you got the flat to the right is taken away. Then all you have to do is guard the middle, really. So you really kind of, like, you see this guy kind of got blanketed by the cornerback. So then you got the running back in a mismatch. You can give that up with your user and just say, all right, I'll take the deepest route. Because even if he wants to take that running back in the backfield, congrats, have fun. You can keep throwing, 5-yard passes, 2-yard passes. Well, what you don't want to give up is this post for 25 plus yards. So then you can just lurk that, and then there's nothing really there that's going to kill you on the field. And you really kind of took away the most impactful route on the field. So that's kind of like one way you can look at playing man coverage, Hanzo, where you can kind of just say, all right, I'm going to take away certain things, and then with my user, I'm going to play this way. So hopefully that makes sense. But it really kind of depends on the formation you're playing, the formation and the tendency of your opponent, because your opponent might be in a wide trips, and you might have to play it a little bit different. You might put more zones in the middle of the field. You might put a flat on the trip side and and a hook curl or vert hook in the middle of the field. A couple yellow zones in the middle of the field, and then you just lurk the solo side, receiver side. So it just depends on the formation, but those are some ways to kind of approach it, though. Dab on them, man. How you doing, man? This is office hours for Huddle GG. We're streaming it on Facebook, my Twitch channel, and Huddle GG YouTube channel right now live. We're multi-streaming it right now. So if you guys have questions right now, this is a Q&A session. I'm pulling from the Huddle GG Discord first. Those are the questions I'm pulling from first, and then I'm going to the other channels to grab information or questions as well. Yes, Claudius, I can test a run defense for you. What would you like me to test? What would you like for me to explore or break down or go over? We can do that. How do you beat 335 wide meta? Joey, the way you beat 335 wide meta is block your tight end more times than not. Put your tight end, block your tight end. Whether that's delay, if you aren't in an offense where you can delay fade or delay streak your tight end, then you want to consider just blocking him. That's one thing you can do, is just block him. But like, I'll just go to a different formation that's not bunch, so you guys don't think that this is any of this stuff is bunch specific. But the best thing you can do is delay fade your delay fade your tight end. So I personally don't think you should run an offense where you can't delay fade your tight end. If you can't delay fade your tight end, I don't think you should. I don't. If your tight end, if you delay streak your tight end and he goes out on a route, then that's probably because the offense you're running. On a lot of offenses where the tight end is not on the line of scrimmage, you see how this offense here, the tight end is on the line of scrimmage. On a lot of the offenses where the tight end is off line of scrimmage, he does not delay fade. For some reason, he goes out on his route. He'll just run the route. So that's probably that's my guess, Joey, on why he is going out on a route and not blocking. But if your guy can actually block or delay fade. If not, in the offense you're running, Joey, you might want to just block him. You might just want to block your tight end and call it a day. And what that does is it stops the blitz from coming in. It stops the blitz from coming in. So then now you can say, okay, Now you can just put route combinations out. Now you don't even you can send your running back out on whatever you want. You can put them on a table route, a flat route, wheel route, trail route, whatever. You can do whatever you want with the running back. But you'll find that you'll have a whole lot more time in the pocket because the blitz isn't going to come in. It's not going to come in. You'll be able to pick it up consistently. They'll never scream at you once you block the tight end. So then from there, you just put together some combos and then you'll be straight. All right. It said dime 146. Pinch defense. Would you like, what offense would you like me to do this against, Claudius? And is this man coverage? Is this a specific play or is it, you know, it doesn't matter. Like I can come out in any form, or any coverage. Okay, cover 4 drop. All right, so we're gonna pick cover 4 drop. He said any run, any play. Okay, I will. I'm gonna pick inside zone. All right, and then who am I supposed to user on this run defense that you're talking about? My man Straight Times, Mike Ward, how you doing? Make Reeds, what's good? Who am I supposed to user in this? So you said pinch defense. All right, pinch defense, shift line. Okay, so if I was going against this, I would shift the line left. And so like this. All right, let's see if I can shoot this run here. Is it supposed to be a gap shooting run or? Well, boom, there you have it. It looks like I can shoot it. The way that looks like I can shoot it here and be just fine. Yeah. Clean, nice clean shoot. And I'm doing this with 2 controllers, so I can only imagine if I actually had full control over my hand. Doesn't look like a bad run defense. It looks like you can kind of blow up inside zones and stuff like that. But what I'll say is that, yeah, no, this is solid. This is a solid run defense. I can shoot it clean. I'm doing this with one hand while snapping the ball with my other hand, so I can tell it's a solid defense to be able to shoot the run. One thing I will say is that you're probably sacrificing your blitz threat by setting it up like this, but you most definitely can just blow this run up easily. Like I said, I'm just doing this with my left hand, with my left thumb, and able to shoot the gap pretty good. So I'd say it's a solid run defense. I'm not mad at it at all. It's a solid run defense to where you can shoot inside zones. I wonder if I had. Let me look at a couple different runs. Let me look at a couple more runs. Let's see. What other runs we got in here? But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad run defense. I'm trying to find another run outside. Let's try this power. Let's try the power. All right, let's try this power here. All right. All right, so we're gonna play right here. Solid run D. It's a solid run D. Like I said, I'm doing this all with one hand, and it's not bad at all. It's not a bad run D. I'm messing up the handoff because I'm doing this with 2 hands, but at the same time, it's not bad. I see the gaps. I see where everything is, how it's all developing. There's holes. There's lanes for you to gap shoot. You see. So like if I was going against this power, I would need to shoot right here to this right, this little gap right here, because everything else is filled. So that would be my gap right here. Shoot straight through, meet the running back at the hole, and then it looks like everybody else is kind of right there in the hole waiting for the running back. So it's a solid run defense. I'm not mad at it. It's pretty good. Hawk. Hey, what are some O-line tips? Because my blocking sucks. What I would say, so Hawk, what it comes down to is when it comes to offensive line tips, there's a general like rule of thumb. So in this Madden is a little bit different. Actually, this Madden and the previous Madden 21. But my rules that I'm about to tell you, I have used these rules in every Madden up until the last year's Madden and this year's Madden. And those rules were always wherever my running back, so you see where my running back is right now, right? So let's say my opponent's like screaming at me, they're getting pressure on me and all that other stuff, right? Let me pick a pass play. Let me audible real quick. Let's say I'm getting screamed at right now. My general rule of thumb is to slide away from my running back. So you pull up the pass protection, that's left bumper or L1 on the PlayStation, and then you slide to the right. All right, so I would slide away from my running back. So that would be the first bet. The first thing would be to slide away from my running back. That way you don't want your running back. I've never really been a fan of sliding towards my running back. Biggest reason why is because if the pressure comes off of the right side, then now I have to, once I hike the ball, I have to kind of do this and sidestep around my running back for him to come back on my backside and save me or protect the quarterback. So I always want to slide away from my running back. So if my running back's on the left, then I want to slide to the right. If he's on the right, then I want to slide to the left. That way, I always have my running back. It's almost like protecting your blind side kind of theory, where you want him to be able to chop somebody in front of you versus having to come around your back. You don't want him to have to come around you to come pick someone up. So that's the general rule of thumb. And it also depends on the numbers, like how many people are they blitzing, and different things like that. But like with the 3-3-5 wide meta, where those guys come through and the dude loops around your running back, then your next bet will be, okay, if my running back is getting looped, then what's my next solution? Let me just block my tight end. Okay. And then when you block your tight end, you find out, oh, I don't have to block my running back at all. I can just block my tight end against this defense and it picks it up every single time. But that's my general rule of thumb. I block my running back and then I'll slide away from my running back. That's my general rule of thumb for pass protection. But in this year's Madden, I actually don't do any sliding. I'll just block my running back. I don't do slides. I don't do any kind of slide protections or anything like that. I'll just block my running back and call it a day. That's pretty much how I go about it in this Madden right now. One thing I will say though, Claudius, is that you're susceptible. You are susceptible to weak box. So that's the one thing about this defense is like if somebody only has 2 receivers on the field, then you can only run this defense if your opponent has 3 receivers or more on the field. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. Can you stop the 3-3-5 loop if you do not have a tight end? Yes. You have to run more play action plays. It's not every play action play is going to work. You'd have to find, I would say, test the play action plays in your whatever formation you're running. So if you're running a formation, the first thing I would say do is test it with actually with canceling the play action in the middle of it. So one thing, what I mean by that is like you press right trigger to cancel the play action and not go all the way through with the animation. Or another thing you can do, you can call a play action play and just block the running back. Like so, and so it's not a play action play anymore, but the blocking is different in play action. Generally in Madden, picking up blitzes and stuff like that, play action has always been one of the effective ways for picking up a blitz. So That's one thing you can consider if you do not have a tight end to block. You can just go ahead and block your running back or just go through with a play action play, and that will pick up the 3-5 loop a lot of times. Let me see what else. How do you cancel quarterback drop back? I don't remember, man. I think it's right trigger. You're talking about from under center? The quarterback drop back from under center? And Francois, how do you beat computer on all Madden? I mean, you're gonna have to cook up some lasers, my guy. Are you having more trouble on offense or defense against the computer on all Madden? Honestly, the computer on all Madden, they don't miss. Like if you can cause a computer on all Madden to make a mistake, I mean, that's an accomplishment. Like that's a crazy accomplishment. I won't lie to you. So, but in all seriousness, pressure is one thing you can do. Like things like mid blitz and stuff like that. You know, like really blitzing the computer can really kind of cause problems on the computer and on all Madden. So I would say stuff like that. I don't know if mid blitz is in this formation, but honestly, I would probably run mid blitz until my eyes bled against the computer if I was playing all Madden. If I was playing a computer, I haven't played a computer in a long time. It's been a very, very long time. 3-4 bear, that can work as well. But yeah, I would just run mid blitz, press the defense. Yeah, just press the defense and literally just, yeah, I'll just do this and just come in the box. And I feel like you'd probably blow the computer out by 9,000 every game, bro. That'd probably be your best bet is to just run mid blitz. That's like the go-to. And then on offense, you know, you just gotta play a little bit more mistake-free ball. Cancel the drop back and shotgun plays. I've always just kind of move my stick a little bit once I hike, like move my stick left or right or up once I hike the ball. But that's what I've always done. I've never really like done anything special to like cancel a drop back. Also, one thing you want to consider is some plays have longer drop backs than others. So, if the plays you're using has like those really long drop backs, I would consider not running that play unless it's like you're just madly in love with the play. I would just get away from it. My man's Manny in the chat. What's good? No, this is not pre-recorded, and no, I'm not at the dealership. I am finally back home. Bro, they took forever, yo. That was ridiculous. What else? What else we got going on here? What are some good passing concepts? Okay, good passing concept. The best passing concept you can ever use is a flood concept. Flood concepts are generally going to beat man and zone. It's generally going to beat every coverage, essentially. What is a flood concept? A flood concept, you have to have 3 receivers to a side in order to flood some zones. But you can do it from any formation. You just have to have 3 receivers to a side to actually successfully do it. So I'm just going to pick weird. This trips tight end flex, right? So I'm going to pick cover 3 here. I prefer wherever I have the most receivers is where I prefer for them to be. I prefer for them to be on the wide side of the field. So what that means is the 3 receivers are to the left. So, and the ball is on the right hash mark. I want those 3 receivers to be on the left side. Of course, Dev, I am very predictable. You know why I'm very predictable? Is because I live and breathe the concepts and the fundamentals of my philosophies. Like who I am as a Madden player doesn't change. Like it's not going to change I'm not just going to change and give you a cuter answer just because you asked me the same question in 7,000 different ways. It's literally going to be consistent. That's how you know I'm consistent with what I'm saying and what I mean. But so when you have the trips to the left, right, I would do something like this. So a flood concept would mean it's an outbreaking route, a mid to deep outbreaking route with a low, with a short route, like a flat whip route, out route combination. So something like this would be a flood concept. So you got a whip route, a smart route, out route, 10-yard out route, and then a streak. So what the purpose of this concept is, it's a flat. What it does is it floods the zones. So what it does is it forces the zones to have to choose, essentially. So if you're going against cover 3, the fade the streak is going to push back the deep blue zone. So we're going against a cover 3 right now. So there's a deep blue zone on the outside. So that streak is going to push that zone away. And then the flat is now the only thing over there on the left side of the field is a curl flat. That's the only thing left on that side of the field to do anything. So now that curl flat has to choose between guarding a flat route and that out route. So now that's the reason why you're flooding the zones, because he doesn't know which one he has to guard. He's either going to have to guard the out route or the whip route. He did a really good job right there of guarding both by jamming my whip route. But once he goes back up, let's go back to the actual replay. Once he goes back up, so also let me do this. That's why wrong controller. Nobody asked you many. That's why I would then consider, okay, putting a flat instead of the whip, because he jammed the whip, which then made him play lower. So then if I switch it to a flat, he shouldn't jam the flat. You see, he then goes up without gunslinger or anything like that. The ball doesn't get there as fast. And then I would consider, the flat is too high for the flood. So then I would then start messing with different combinations. Like when you're in a different formation, you just start messing with different combinations. So I started with an out route and a whip route. The reason why I put a whip route is if you guess wrong and they're in man coverage, then a whip route can beat man. A flat is never going to beat man. That's the reason why I go with the whip route first. Then you can switch it and say, okay, well, that didn't work. I don't like that combination. The spacing between that wasn't good. So then you go to the next option. The next option is this. So now I'm using a corner route with a flat. So now it's a little bit more depth on these routes. And the spacing on this one should be a little bit better. See the corner route, boom. Nice little flood combo. Now the curl flat can't guard the flat and the corner route. So that the little smart route and out route, that thing wasn't that good. But if you have let's say a stock, let's say 15-yard out route, that probably would be a whole lot better than me smart routing a 10-yard out route. The 10-yard out route is just not deep enough. Between the depth between that and the flat, or it's just not good enough for you to be able to make that play work. You just really want to consider like the spacing between all the routes. But that's like the process you would go through when you're making those combinations, is you would start messing with those things. If you had a C route, you can put a C route there too. That's another thing you can consider. A C route could be an option. So let's see. Oops, batteries fell out. A C route could be an option as well, because that's a corner route. So that's another concept you can use. It becomes more of a corner strike concept until you add the streak. So what we would do is, okay, now we got a C route. I would probably put, my first bet would be put an out route versus a flat, but we'll find out what happens. So now I'm putting an out route. So let's see what happens here. So we got the third. So the streak should still push back the deep blue. The out route is going to act as your flat. I'm always going to go. My first test is always going to be something that can also beat man, because you got to keep in mind that what if you guess wrong. So those are the things you have to keep in mind. So let's see what happens. We got an out route. I don't really like C routes because they don't really beat man, and they run kind of goofy sometimes. So I'm not the biggest fan, but you can use that concept against zone and still kind of make it work. You see how he kind of ran weird. They don't run as the same, but at the same time, you see he still was open. I was able to drop him right over the top. But it wouldn't be my first. That's not my cup of tea. It's not something I would do. But if you just like the thought or the idea of running a C route, you could put a C route out there. And like I said, this is just something I'm doing out of this formation. I'm doing this formation on purpose because I just picked a random formation. I don't want you guys to think that I'm only thinking about it from bunch and the meta formations. I want to give you guys different looks and different formations, so you aren't just thinking, yeah, this guy's just trying to get us to run the meta. No, I'm trying to show you that these concepts work in a lot of different formations. You just got to understand the concept and how they work, and then start playing with the spacing and different things like that, to really kind of figure out how you can make it work. So best offensive playbook, Philadelphia / Indianapolis. That's the best offensive playbook. How do you stop RPO bubble glitch? So you really gotta scream at it, man. You do gotta scream at it. I don't even know how to do the RPO bubble. I don't know how to do the RPO bubble. But what I will say is I've just never tried to do it, because to my knowledge, in my world in the MCS, to my knowledge, it was being banned. So it's it wasn't something that people can run in a game that matters. But when I've played it on weekend league or something like that, you have to blitz it. You have to have people blitzing it. You have to have people blitzing the quarterback, and then I would also pass commit. When you pass commit, in order to pass commit, you got to press RB or right bumper or R1 on PlayStation, and then up on the right stick, and then that's a way where if you're going against play action, people running a play action, then you know how your guys will sometimes run away from the quarterback. What I prefer is, okay, keep going to the quarterback, where they'll get bluffed on the fake handoff and stuff like that. So I pass commit. So if you pass commit against the RPO glitch, they're still going to keep going after the quarterback. So one thing I like is if you got people coming from both edges, if you got enough people blitzing from both edges, you should get good, decent pressure on the RPO glitch, where the quarterback doesn't really have anywhere to go. Because once they start running around with their quarterback, they can't throw it to any of those receivers that's on the field. So they can't, they have to keep it with their quarterback and make a play. So that's the best way to do it, is to really just kind of blitz away all those guys. But yes, Indy or Philadelphia playbook on offense is the best offensive playbook in my opinion. Another good option is Seattle. Seattle has a lot of different formations that you can use. Then let me see, what would be a third playbook I would throw out there. Maybe New England. New England would be another really good one. All right, we got 15 minutes left, so we about to start rapidly answering these questions. What's the best defense against I form or run in general? 3-3-5 wide definitely is a solid defense against those formations. But you can run, honestly, you can run any defense. It just depends on what you're going against, honestly. You can really run, well, not any defense. You can run a nickel, any nickel, a 3-4, 4-3, 4-6, 4-4. You can run those formations against those type of offenses, those I-forms formations. You just got to know what run fits. which defenses have which run fit. So like if you're in cover 2, the flats are the ones that are in the run fit. So the cornerbacks are going to be the ones that shoots down and help you with the run. If you're in cover 4, it's the safeties. The 2 safeties are going to be the ones that help you shoot down the run. So you never want to be using really the safeties, because those guys are going to come down the run fits and help you out. And then cover 2, like I said, the cornerbacks. And then there's some man defenses like cover 1. A lot of times you'll get more guys in the run fits that are helping with the run to help stop some of the run. Have I used gun monster formation? I have not used the gun monster form. Actually, yes, I did. I think I used it on stream, on the Mudhead stream last weekend, and I was getting bagged. So, what else? JD, did that kind of answer your question about like what to do against the RPO? You got to get pressure. You got to be blitzing. If you're in man coverage, your cornerbacks and your defensive backs are all going to turn their backs and they're going to start running with the receivers. If you're in zone, they're not going to do anything, but at least with your being in zone, you can, if you click in the right stick that sends your zone, same way you know how you send your spies and stuff like that. If you send in your zones, they will then go for the quarterback once you send them. So that's another thing you can do, blitzing them and then also sending in your zones. That's another option for kind of stopping the RPO glitch. A cover 3 beater out of trips tight end in New England playbook. I'm not in New England playbook, but we're about to try to makeshift create a trips tight end cover 3 beater. Let's make one right now, Willie. Let's make one right now. And also, chat, if you guys are watching this in the YouTube chat right now, once this stream is done, I will be live on my Twitch channel. I'm live on my Twitch channel right now, but I'll be playing some weekend league. We're gonna be kicking it, having some fun. But also, I'll be available to answer more questions, or if you guys just want to learn a few things while watching. And then also, after I get done playing weekend league around 3:30, 4 o'clock, I do a private group coaching session for people that are sub to my Twitch channel, tier 3. We're going to be doing a private group coaching session. If you want more in-depth, detailed information about the game and you want to really kind of dig inside of my mind and learn like the game at a higher level, you can join that as well. My Twitch is Bugatti Bugs on Twitch, BUG. Actually, I'm gonna type it in the chat. That's my Twitch right there, Bugatti Bugs, on Twitch. Come through, check me out. Like I said, I'll be live. We'll continue to be live after this is over with in the next 10 minutes. But let's cook up a dot. Let's go ahead and cook up a bomb. I'm going to just create a makeshift. Cover 3 bomb. This would be my assumption that this would work. This little basic combo right here should work. Just this. I can even put a drag there if I want it. That should work right there. Let's see what happens. Let me spy the D line. All right, let's spy the D line really quick. All right, so what we're gonna do, that does work, but let me go ahead and I don't know what playbook I'm in right now, Strolly. I'm not sure. I think I picked Philadelphia or Indian. Actually, I'm in Indy playbook, but he's talking about New England playbook. There's a play that already has a post on that X receiver, so you can do something like this: corner out to the tight end, drag the B receiver, something like this, and you'll be able to bomb. The little inside seam route isn't good enough because he doesn't go straight downfield the way that you want it, the way that you want him to. So this is going to work a whole lot better. The streak, he stopped. I don't like him stopping. My guy got bumped. He got bumped right there. So a curl flat can kind of slow this bomb down, as we can see. But if it's not a curl flat there to bump him, so let's say I put him in a hard flat here. No hard flat, the streak gets a free release. Streak's gonna get a free release here. So now he's gonna go straight downfield. We got a post. Nice little post. Bullet pass, lead him down and away from the safety. Solid little bomb right there. That's one thing you can do. Let's see here. This should work as well. If you can get a post on the Y, on the slot guy, that Y guy, that will work as well. In order to do something like that, you probably have to motion him over to the opposite side, put him on a post, and then motion him back. But this should work here on this play, this little play action play. I forgot the name of it, but it should work. Yep, does. I kind of had to throw it on the run. I didn't like the way I had to throw that there, but it should work. We just need our guy to get the free release. All right. That bump probably throws off the bomb, so because it allows the guy too much time. Bumps, that's another great thing. If you want to slow down a lot of bombs can be slowed down just by simply getting the receiver to get bumped. Bumping one of the receivers can really throw off a bomb, as you can see. I don't like that. Never mind. That bomb sucks. That one sucks. So scratch that. It's trash. All right. Maybe if I did this, hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Relax. I got something. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me give myself some time real quick. And I think this should work right here. We're going to motion this corner out over here, and it should work better. Let's see. Yeah, that one worked way better. Way more spacing. It gets him to bite down a little bit harder, and then now, boom, you got a much better window for throwing that pass. You see what I'm saying? A much better window. You need that cornerback to sit long enough. So yeah, it's a couple different things that you can do. What else? What else, guys? Bomb streak post, short pass. Any more questions before we got 4 minutes left of office hours before the office is closed? Let me see. My man's Moneyball. Quick question, Buzz. If you want to become comp in any game, you think they should just go play sweaty modes like what? Yes. I think Moneyball, I think you have to go out and play sweats. You have to. If you want to become comp, you got to play sweaty, and you got to play against sweaty players. You got to play where the best players are. You are who you play. You are who you hang around. If you're playing players that suck, then you're gonna suck. Unfortunately, it's very unlikely, especially early on. Now, once you become a good player, you can play trash players and still be good. But even that has a ceiling, and you'll be limiting yourself and your skill set on what you're able to become in a particular game. So you want to always make sure you're playing the best players possible. You definitely want to make sure you're playing the best players possible. The best defensive playbook, I like Tampa Bay or Chicago playbook on defense. Those two are really good. Those are my top two. Then I would say Miami is a solid one. 4-6 playbook is solid as well. There's a few different options you can use. You have to. Yeah, Reek, you have to play sweats. If you want to get good and become better at the game, you have to play sweats in order to get better at the game. Like I became better once I got around elite Madden players. Like I became better and better. I used to play my homeboy Clean and my homeboy Tut, and then I just wasn't good at the game because I was playing them. They sucked. But when I played when I started playing elite players, like Mo and Skimbo on a regular, then my game went to a different level. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it comes down to. But at the same time, you can be a lone wolf and still become good too. Because I was really good before I started playing like elite players. I was still really good, but I still wasn't. It was things I was missing in my game. So that's the best way to really take your game to the next level. And then also just being like constantly sponging information, constantly when you're playing elite comp and sweats, like really looking at those games and thinking about it from a very analytical perspective, where you're saying, okay, why did they do what they did in this game? Oh, they did. Don't just assume that they cheated you or they glitched you or you got cheated or whatever. Like just really like break down what's happening and just like really look at it from a perspective of trying to learn and grasp information, and just always thinking like, yo, they just know something I don't know. So that's really the best way to look at it. All right, the girls going. Yeah, my kids go to school. Fastest blitz right now. It depends. It really does. It really does. 335 wide can scream sometimes. 245 odd can scream. It just depends on what you're going against. If you let 335 wide come in, that thing screams, and it screams fast. So it really just depends on what it is. Yeah, playing weekend league is a great place to start. You'll get reps against a lot of random things, but also like participate in tournaments. As you see tournaments and stuff like that pop up, play in them, and you can definitely take your game to a different level. Hey Rick, yeah, I saw you popping Noah yesterday, man. You was doing a good job, man. You was playing good. You almost laid down. You tried to let him come back and win the game. You really did, and that was like I didn't see the game, but I'm assuming that was probably your inexperience that allowed him to come back in the game. Yeah, 335 Sam, that's a solid one too. I forgot about that one. That's a solid one that comes in pretty good. All right, last question. Fire away. Whoever gets it in first. I'm looking at all the chats right now. My eyes move lightning fast, so I will know who got the first question. Got it in first. So last question. Who's going to get their question answered first? As we wrap up. And then we'll be back at it next weekend. And I will probably switch office hours to the afternoon. You guys stay tuned. I'll probably switch it to the afternoon. That way I can play weekend league in the morning, do the office hours session, and then jump right into my tier 3 sub group session. But also, guys in the YouTube chat, for real, like I said, come by the Twitch channel, man. I'm always willing to answer questions, man. I'm an open book for the most part. I try to answer questions. I like making people better at the game, and I'm willing to help guys out. And like I said, if you want to take your game to the next level, man, I will be having some content coming out here on Huddle, but I also do content for the subs to my Twitch channel. And we just have a good time. Have a good time and kick it, man. This is the channel for the grown folks, man. All the grown folks kicking in my channel, man. But even if you're young, the young folks kick it with me too. Anyway, last question was tips on making a defensive scheme. The best way to make a defensive scheme is, one, can you get pressure? That pressure does not necessarily mean that you are sending 5, 6, or 7 people to blitz someone. That doesn't mean that. Pressure means, are you getting pressure, whether it's block sheds or whatever. Like, do you get pretty fast block sheds? That's the first thing. Can you get pressure on the quarterback? Pressure burst pipes. If you can't get pressure on the quarterback, I don't care who it is. Even my good friend Clean can dot you up if he has time. So that's number one. Number two, coverage. What kind of coverage options do you have? Can you have good solid coverage? Like, what are the limitations with your coverage? Do you have match coverages? Or you limit it to one safety high, like a 4-6 or 4-4 defense? So those are the things that you want to consider first with the defense, and then from there, you really just, the sky's the limit from there. You can just really do whatever you want. But you want to see, can I get pressure? That's the first thing. The very first thing is, can I get pressure? Can I alternate my pressure? Can I alternate sending pressure from the left and sending pressure from the right? So that way your blitz isn't telegraphed. If you're blitzing, if you're not blitzing and it's just completely sheds, let's just say you go into a defense like 4-4 and you found a way to send 3 people every play, but your opponent only has 2.5 seconds max to get the ball out. That's really, really good. That's really, really good defense. And then from there, you want to come up with a plan with how you're going to cover different formations. There's no universal way of guarding the entire field or guarding every offense. Every offense changes. So you have to really adapt your defense dependent on which offense you're going up against. Bunch isn't going to be guarded the same way you're going to guard trips tight end. So you got to have a plan for each formation that you might guard. So you want to start considering the metas. So that's that, man. We're about to go live on my Twitch channel. Guys over there on the YouTube, this is Office Hours. We're about to go live, kick it in my channel, on my Twitch channel right now. I appreciate you guys. We will be back next Saturday for another Office Hour session. Most of the questions I pull from priority is the Discord, the Huddle GG Discord first. It's the Office Hours tab. Then I pull from the Huddle YouTube channel, and then I pull from my Twitch channel. If you guys are watching this on Facebook, I do look for the Facebook, but it seems like we don't have you guys here yet. Once you guys show up, you guys are going to be priority too. So till then, I'll see y'all guys next week. Twitch channel, we about to be live. Refresh your stream. I'm about to shut the stream down and then refresh.